那么，这个中美贸易战过程中，他们也试图帮忙啊。据我所知，美方的朋友跟我讲，这个试图帮忙，但是啊力有不逮啊。但现在呢，现在我们看到拜登上台了，传统的精英、政治精英啊，这个建制派，他们跟华尔街的关系是非常密切的。所以大家看到吧，拜登的儿子被特朗普说你在全球有什么基金公司，发现没有？谁帮他建的基金公司啊？明白吗？这里边都有买卖啊。那么，所以这个
It's right there in the open. Chinese international relations professor, deep ties to the higher up in Beijing, saying this quiet part out loud, that the traditional political elite and establishment connected to Wall Street will be much easier to pressure in doing their bidding on a range of different public policies. I encourage you all to go watch that full clip, because it makes it clear just how close Professor Dongsheng is to the regime. He was tasked with setting up a book event for Xi Jinping in 2015, right here in Washington. He describes how hard it was to do so, how he ran into some obstacles, that at the last minute, it was taken care of by the head of an Asian global markets division at a major Wall Street bank. What is so disgusting about all of this is how out in the open it all is. As for the banks themselves, they're shameless. In a new report from the Wall Street Journal, they basically sent a signal to China that they did all they possibly could during the trade war under Trump in order to undermine it. The Journal describes how in February 2018, when Beijing's chief negotiator was here in D.C. for trade negotiations, he convened a roundtable of Wall Street executives where he said, quote, "We need your help." The people there were Larry Fink of BlackRock, David Solomon, number 2 at Goldman and now the CEO, and CEO of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon. Literally the most powerful people in finance. Now, according to the Journal, the Chinese dangled something shiny in front of these banks. They told them, in exchange for their help in bringing political pressure to bear against Trump, they would then give these firms a new opportunity to expand in China and make money beyond their wildest dreams. And through aggressive lobbying, they were able to get something done that pleased their Chinese masters. The Journal reports how JP Morgan was rewarded with full ownership of a venture in China. Morgan Stanley became controlling owners of their Chinese ventures. Citigroup won a custodian license of securities held by funds in the country, while BlackRock won preliminary approval to start wholly owned mutual fund businesses in China. A huge win. The last one is the most important, as it relates to how BlackRock CEO Larry Fink was very aggressive in letting the Chinese know that he would do anything, absolutely anything, to help them in Washington, as long as it meant he could get broader access to their markets. Well, viewers of this show may recall, who exactly is Larry Fink's former chief of staff? Yes, you remember, Wally Adamio. He's the former head of the Obama Foundation, and Larry Fink's chief of staff, who was about to be the number 2 at the Treasury Department under Janet Yellen and Joe Biden. Wally is not going to be alone in Washington. He will be joined by Brian Deese, who will become the new Larry Kudlow of the Biden administration. Brian is joining the administration from where? You guessed it, BlackRock, as head of their climate investment team. The former apparatchiks of one of the largest fund managers in the world, and by all accounts, essentially someone who wants to sell this country out for a quick dollar, are now going to be some of the most powerful economic official in Joe Biden's Washington. And is it going to make a difference? Time's going to tell, but the Chinese certainly seem to think so.